There is a truth about trading that almost everyone avoids. It is not about strategy. It is not about indicators. It is not about market analysis. It is about you. The hardest truth in trading is this. You are the reason you are not consistent. Not the market. Not your broker. Not bad luck. Not your strategy. You. Most traders will do anything to avoid this truth. They will buy a new course. They will find a new indicator. They will blame the market makers. They will complain about the news. They will do everything except look in the mirror. Why? Because looking in the mirror is uncomfortable. It requires admitting that you have been wrong. Not just wrong about a trade. Wrong about yourself. Wrong about your approach. Wrong about what it takes to win. The market does not care if you avoid the truth. The market will keep moving. The market will keep taking money from those who refuse to look in the mirror. But here is what I have learned after years of trading and coaching hundreds of traders. The ones who finally accept this truth, they are the ones who start winning. Not because they found a secret strategy, because they stopped lying to themselves. The truth is hard, but avoiding the truth is harder. Because avoiding the truth costs you money. Every single day, every single trade, every single loss that you blame on something else. Let me tell you the truth that no one talks about. You are the problem, and that is the best news you will ever hear. If this truth is so important, why does no one talk about it? Why do all the YouTube videos focus on strategies and indicators and secret patterns? Because the truth does not sell. The truth is not exciting. The truth does not promise you $1 million in 30 days. The truth does not come with a fancy indicator and a backtested system. The truth is simple, and simple is boring. You are the problem. Fix yourself. That is it. But telling someone to fix themselves does not get clicks. It does not sell courses. It does not make for a sexy YouTube thumbnail. So instead, the trading education industry sells you what you want to hear. Here is the secret pattern. Here is the indicator that professional traders use. Here is the strategy that made me a millionaire. And you buy it. Because it is easier to buy a new course than to look in the mirror. It is easier to learn a new strategy than to admit that your discipline is weak. It is easier to blame your tools than to blame yourself. But here is the hard truth. No course will fix you. No indicator will save you. No strategy will make you consistent. Because the problem was never your strategy. The problem was never your indicators. The problem was never your tools. The problem is you. And until someone tells you that, you will keep buying courses, keep switching strategies, and keep losing money. I am telling you now, because you need to hear it. The truth no one talks about. You are the problem. And that is the only thing you can fix. Let me tell you the cost of ignoring this truth. It is not just money. It is time. It is frustration. It is your potential as a trader. Every trader starts with the same potential. Every trader has the same opportunity to learn, to grow, to become consistent. But most traders never reach that potential. Why? Because they spend years ignoring the one thing that matters. They spend years chasing the perfect strategy. They spend years blaming the market. They spend years switching from stocks to Forex to crypto, thinking the problem is the market. And at the end of those years, what do they have? A collection of failed strategies, a history of blown accounts, a stack of courses they never finished, and the same results they had on day one. That is the cost. Not just the money you lost, the time you wasted, the potential you never reached, the trader you could have become. I have seen traders spend 10 years avoiding this truth. 10 years. They could have mastered trading in 2 years if they had just looked in the mirror. But they did not. They kept looking everywhere else. The market does not care how long you have been trading. The market does not care how many courses you have bought. The market does not care how hard you have tried. The market only cares about one thing. Are you making good decisions? If you are not, the market will take your money. It does not matter if you have been trading for 10 years or 10 days. Ignoring the truth is expensive. It costs you money. It costs you time. It costs you the trader you could have become. So how do the pros do it? How do the consistent winners accept this truth? They do not have special powers. They are not immune to ego. They have simply learned to separate their identity from their trades. The amateur trader thinks, I am my trade. When the trade wins, they are a genius. When the trade loses, they are a failure. Their identity is tied to the outcome. The professional trader thinks, I am not my trade. When the trade wins, they do not get euphoric. When the trade loses, they do not get devastated. They simply observe. They learn. They move on. This is not easy. It requires practice. It requires repetition. It requires building the habit of detachment. Here is how the pros do it. After every trade, win or lose, they ask 3 questions. Did I follow my rules? Did I manage my risk? What can I learn? Notice what they do not ask. They do not ask, was I right? They do not ask, was I wrong? They do not ask, did the market betray me? They ask about their process. The pros accept that they will be wrong. Often, they accept that losses are part of the game. They accept that they are the only variable they can control. And because they accept this, they do not waste energy on blame. They do not waste time on revenge. They do not waste money on chasing losses. They simply execute. They learn. They improve. They grow. That is how the pros do it. Not by being perfect, by accepting that they are not. Now let me tell you what happens when you finally accept the truth. When you stop blaming. When you stop looking everywhere except at yourself. Something shifts. Not the market. The market stays the same. But your relationship with the market changes. You stop being a victim. You stop feeling betrayed. You stop looking for revenge. You start seeing losses as data instead of personal attacks. You stop chasing the perfect strategy. You start focusing on your execution. You stop switching systems every 2 weeks. You start giving your edge time to work. Your trading journal changes. Instead of the market was against me, you write, I entered too early. Instead of bad luck, you write, I did not manage my risk. Your equity curve changes. Slowly at first, then faster. The losing streaks become shorter. The winning streaks become longer. The volatility smooths out. You change, not overnight, but consistently. One trade at a time. One lesson at a time. One brick at a time. This is what happens when you accept the truth. You become accountable. You become responsible. You become a trader. Not because you found a secret. Because you stopped lying to yourself. Because you started owning your outcomes. Because you finally looked in the mirror and did not look away. The truth is hard, but the truth is also freeing. Once you accept that you are the problem, you also accept that you are the solution. And that is powerful. Let me leave you with this. The hardest truth about trading is not about the market. It is about you. You are the reason you are not consistent. Not the market. Not your broker. Not bad luck. Not your strategy. You. That is hard to hear. It is hard to accept. It is hard to look in the mirror and admit. But here is the good news. If you are the problem, you are also the solution. You can change yourself. You can learn. You can grow. You can become consistent. The market will not change for you. Your broker will not change for you. Bad luck will not change for you. But you can change you. That is the truth no one talks about. It is not exciting. It is not sexy. It does not come with a fancy indicator or a backtested system. But it is the only truth that matters. The only truth that leads to consistency. The only truth that leads to growth. So here is your final choice. You can keep blaming the market. You can keep buying new courses. You can keep switching strategies. And you can keep losing. Or you can look in the mirror. You can accept the truth. You can take responsibility. You can start winning. The choice is yours. Every trade, every loss, every day, the hardest truth about trading. No one talks about it. But now you know. If this video helped you, hit subscribe. Stack another brick. I will see you in the next one.